Well, hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Nearest stream. I'm Nearest. Tonight we're going to be doing some Disco Elysium. So this is part 3 of our wacky, weird, balanced stat run. By day 3, I mean session 3. It's actually day 2 in-game. Yeah, so basically we've inspected the body. We're kind of... Oops, wrong button. I don't even know why I'm looking at this. We have like 1,000 quests active right now. Basically, my main task right now is to get into the port. Greater Revachol Industrial Harbor. Yeah, get into the port and talk to Everard. Because basically I tried to... I did the initial investigation of the body in the courtyard, but we were unable to get the body down by shooting the thing. That's not the right button. There we go. So... yeah. So we have two options. Well, a couple options. Basically, we can jump on the rooftops and try and catch the coat. I tried doing that and failed, so more on that in a minute. The other is to fight Measurehead and get to it that way.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
And the other, I think that you can see things Measurehead's way. But that's going to require some time.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
Alright, well I'm going to try this visual calculus check. But first, we need to equip some stuff. Maybe. I don't know if I have any visual calculus gear. I sure don't. Do I have any negative visual calculus gear? Nope.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message, written in the language of burnt rubber. Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling rags. This is point A. The driver started there, and then accelerated straight into the fence, left a hole big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry, according to the cafeteria manager.
What happened next?
The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building. Before heading south, must have been in a hurry.
Car drove through the fence. Is this connected to the case? I think I got it.
You are correct. This is a rather motor carriage friendly city.
Somehow that makes you feel scared. You don't know why.
So it's connected to the case.
I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Martinez. With the jam right here on the roundabout, I would keep them separate.
You could follow the track south. There seems to be a canal there. See where they went, if you find the time.
Alright. It's Classier! I can't talk to her yet.
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
Let's see if I can talk to the pale driver. Probably not. Okay, yeah, the other thing I want to do right now is to get into the doomed commercial area.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays. No response. Wherever this... No response. No response.
don't know what it is about this plaza. I always get tripped up at it. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna go talk to Call Me Manana and Measurehead.
Yes?
3 T's, how idiomatic. There we go. Okay, we talked to Right to Work.
Scab?
A man asks with jolly eyes, tilting his head.
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
What exactly is a scab?
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses.
Hold on, where do they all come from?
It's me. Somewhere in the ground, I think.
Don't seem to like him much.
Gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to scab. Or I guess scared, maybe. But scared of what? Of who?
Looks at the mask, squinting his eyes as if to ascertain what they're scared of.
Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something.
Have you tried talking to him? It's better than begging, come on.
We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time.
Big guy. He means the leader of the scabs.
I'm not a scab, I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money.
Chuckles and realizes.
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the wild north? Come to see the strife?
Come to Martinez to investigate a murder. I'm looking for assistance with a dead body situation. I'm a bit short on money right now. Can you give me some of it? It's a strike about anyway.
You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization.
Looking for assistance with, yeah.
Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder.
Alright, it's actually very fun and easy. You're right, it's almost impossible. I'm 91% sure I'll never get it solved. I have no idea what I'm doing. Maybe you want to help me solve it by telling me who did it.
Of course, Policia. It wasn't me. You can rule me out. Easier that way.
He didn't do it. It's the truth.
Thanks, drama.
Body still hanging in the tree? Hey, that's a rough pickle. Can't help you with that, sorry. I'm not really an admirer of dead bodies. Might be someone else from the Union can render assistance.
He shrugs. Does this mean you can let me through the gate?
I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage.
He takes a
passage grants itself.
Sorry, he takes a swig and points up the stairs with
If
his
it's
flask.
so simple, why did the scab leader warn you of the guards blocking the way?
That simple, I just walk in.
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in.
Past Measurehead.
Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Semini supremacist there. Walk right past him,
Right.
then press the button to unlock the door,
Uh-huh.
then go past him again,
Okay.
and you enter the arbor through the office. Está.
So you're saying it's actually quite difficult.
Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best Measurehead in a physical confrontation, or you could convert to a Semini supremacist worldview.
I'm gonna have to convert to feminist
Or-
supremacy.
Maybe it actually is completely impossible.
Has anyone ever bested him in a physical confrontation?
Not yet, no. He's incredibly strong.
Nothing a couple of solid hooks from Dexter and Sinister won't fix.
Have any of the scabs tried converting to his worldview?
Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition.
Got it. Another
Sure.
thing. Sure, let's ask for money.
Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
The coin narrowly slips by your outstretched
Boo.
fingers and falls to the ground.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to throw it like that. It's a thing we harbor folk do, passing around cargo and such. Was not meant as provocation or ridicule.
The boyadero stares at you with respect, then gestures towards the trickles of blood adorning your clothes.
What? Appreciate it. I almost had a heart attack. Say nothing, pocket the coin.
Right, always glad to help out the RCM. We're on the same branch, you and I. Humans, I mean, not slithering scabs.
Let's talk. Gotta get moving. Get my jamais vu points. In case of strike, press button behind guard. Hermetically sealed door locked by electronic means. There's no lock picking or kicking this one. Alright. Let's see. Can we juice up physical instrument? I think I need reaction speed on this one too. It's better, I guess. Let's see. These glasses do? Eh, who needs authority? Not me, that too.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
The young woman at the giant side agrees.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology?
A ripple of muscle passes underneath his skin. He lets you look.
It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Sandwich. You are not in danger because you are not a threat to me. What is this androgynous display of sexual maturity?
He looks down at you, taking stock of your physique.
Merely standing up makes you
Oh.
sweat profusely.
Damn.
Your breathing
That's right.
is erratic. Your own heartbeat in your ears
I can move the
is
flashlight
frantic, and
in
you
conversations.
feel your blood pressure rise.
Stop it! You are embarrassing yourself in front of this woman and your pedomorphic friend. This display of
poor Cam.
weakness may appeal to older women with a stronger maternal instinct, but it is a liability here on Battlefield Martinez.
My endurance is only 3. Okay. Fair.
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask him to leave.
What do you mean my body betrays my degeneracy? My body does not betray my degeneracy. My body is unimportant. I'm with the police. I need to get into the harbor.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Balrul.
His face contorts in disgust, as if he was smelling a dead rat. Give me my boring points, goddammit.
You reek of it. An invisible sword of Valrul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Wait, Al Ghul?
Yes, Alrul.
He means alcohol.
Do you mean alcohol?
Correct. My small skull servant.
He nods approvingly.
Alrul is an ancient Ilmaran poison, a parasitic fungus that has colonized your race. It is a trick the desert pygmies played on you for humiliating them and stripping them of their land.
This explains everything.
Servitude to Al Ghul does not explain everything. There are other reasons for your race descent.
Games are really
It's
that bad.
not good.
Uh-oh.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk, and drowned.
Random servant of Al Ghul, still need the body down from the tree.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the Am Sandwich race is waning.
I am the police, and I need you to comply now. Race stuff is unimportant here. I just want you to help me do my job, please.
Jerking motion.
I am the
Signs
law.
of a late-stage neurodegenerative disorder. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Khoikos. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture. You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor. This man is not budging. Let's hope his superiors inside are more cooperative.
Come on, I need you to move just about 20 centimeters. Push him out of the way. You're right about all this. I need you to help me get that corpse down from the tree. So your people put that dead body up there. People should help me get him down.
It is my task to keep the degenerate drunks from entering the harbor. Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war. Bring your troops to the Simonine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
Okay, my physical instrument is a little low. I guess I could get drunk and try this, and it would still be bad. Alright.
Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that.
He turns his eyes toward the harbor, seemingly bored with you. Yeah, but you still serve them. How does that factor into your life? Keep telling yourself that. I'm sorry, of course, I understand now deeper.
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural capital. Something your race, naivistic communists, never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic.
I'm no communist, says the fascist. Communism is pretty cool, says the communist. Individualism is my jam, says the ultra-liberal. My jam is a mysterious force thing, says the moralist.
Jam. Individualism. You have gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you not? You have picked them up from rock and roll songs?
Gotten them from disco, actually. It's true, I'm a rock and roll star and a rebel. Youth culture does not affect my thinking.
Of course it does. You are a degenerate individualist and a rock and roll rebel. A pawn of international finance, just like the rest of your ham-colored race. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race.
Okay, I'll ask. Who are the Seminoles?
The South Island race, haplogroup A4A. We are the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of ancient Pericarnassus and arrived here 4,000 years ago. Millennia before you. We are the future. That is all you need to know.
So you're born and raised on the islands before you moved to Revachol.
I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulimbuir are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Seminoles women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fantôme, waiting on immaculate conception from the pale.
So you did not come from the islands.
No. I have heard about it on the radio.
So you're not really Seminoles, you're just from Revachol.
I'm from Couronne. And no, it is not just in Revachol. The city is central to the Seminoles strategy. Spreading through its trade networks, our culture will dominate the world. You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms with, and never getting that dead body down from the tree.
Hey Kim, what do you think about this?
I think this racist is better than the last. But the next racist will be the really good one.
How do you know there'll be next racist?
There always is.
There always is.
Race is reality.
What do you think about this mug?
He does not so much as glance at the object.
Know anything about it? This your kind of thing? Put this into the trash lately?
Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it.
Does he strike you as the kind of man who puts mugs into trash?
Maybe. Why are you not with the Hardy Boys?
I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. In addition, these so-called Hardy Boys are an effeminate clique of bodybuilders. Their company is spiritually degrading.
But you're all part of the Union.
The Hardy manlets are on the pay of the company. I answer to the Union alone. And I do this out of race heroism. Finance is an alien concept to the Seminoles. Now leave me be. I must luxuriate in the company of my woman.
What are those tattoos of yours supposed to mean?
Racists are generally not very good examples of their race.
Gestures toward the lorryman down on the street.
I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt.
Sure, I'm not craniometrically superior to you.
You exhibit forward projection of the jaw, indicative of schizophrenia and sexual inaccountability. From a purely aesthetic standpoint, the dimple in your jaw makes you look like a baby. This is not craniometry.
Hey, Unreal Papa, what's
Just an
up?
observation.
What else?
It is impossible to see any more of your bone structure. It is covered in the ravages of Al-Ghul. From what remains of your features,
Just
I
chilling.
can see fleshy lips, baldness of the
Had a
head,
Thursday, and now I'm
and
playing
long
Disco Elysium.
arms relative to lower limb. This leads me to conclude you are not a police officer. You are a common criminal, an offspring of murderers and sailors from Sur-la-Clé
That sounds
and
good.
Vesper,
Enjoy your lurk.
and possibly even the degenerate sheep herders of Ubi.
Interesting. So one of my ancestors was Sir Leclerc and the other was Vesper?
Your racial heritage is uninteresting. It is the same
Ooh,
as
working on a
all
ROM hack.
the
Nice.
Vasholians.
What of?
Your parents and their parents made the decision to reproduce while under the influence of Al-Ghul. That is the only reason you are here.
He's right there. It's almost impossible to get it on unless you're both drunk. It's too scary.
Oh, fire red one.
So-
Oh, yeah, yeah. We did talk about it a million years ago. I remember now. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, I'm gonna go for the physical instrument one. He's gonna beat me up, but that's okay. Yep.
How did this happen? Your little fist is in his giant hand, and he's squeezing it.
Yeah, not even close. All right.
You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk. Say it. I am a degenerate alcoholic.
Oh, I don't think you have asked me that. Yeah, if you want to make me a like an NPC or something. That sounds good. It's like a rando like trainer out in the wild. That'd be fun.
Your fist cracks in his hand like a ripe apple. Pain shoots up into your brain as he's twisting it more and more.
What team? So it's fire red. I want to be a bug catcher. It's like be like the first guy that you kill.
The words to the song have changed. Say, I am a violent drunk.
All right.
Your hand twists in his grip and the pain blinds you. Still you press the
Oh, you're already by
words into your
Fuchsia?
swollen
Oh,
mouth.
okay. Let's see, who's by Fuchsia? That's like a bird catcher or something. They're over there.
Good. Now leave before you humiliate your homoerotic organization any further.
Go ahead. Don't be shy. Just ask for race secrets.
Damn. I need some of that race stuff in my brain. Sock it to me.
Inane popular culture lingo. It is intellectually
that's fine.
uninteresting to sock anything to an infant such as you.
We still need to get into the harbor. We need help with the tree.
All right,
situation.
well, we failed all
There
of our
must be
checks.
Another way.
Try the jump. Up there on the roof. It'll be worth it. Else there is little choice but to figure out a way to deal with the man.
Fake Spider-Man cosplayer. That's funny. All right, Kim, we failed at everything. What do we do?
I'd appreciate it if you didn't force us into situations where I may have to shoot random civilians.
That's not a
Because that
random
won't get
civilian.
us
That's a
anywhere.
focus civilian.
I'm not even sure the one bullet my chamber holds would even prick that hug.
But he's the one trying to provoke me. Okay, I was trying to assert my dominance, but I was fighting bad, unsavory ideologies. I'm a hero. How else are we gonna get through the gates? Can't promise that I might attack him again. All right, fine. I won't do it again.
We are not here on some political quest. We
Oh,
are here
that was
to
a
solve crime.
okay.
Don't make the situation any more volatile than it already is. Let's think of something else.
Oh, hey, Caro. Thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Enjoy your ad-free viewing and your emotes. Okay, I'm gonna go eat a salami sandwich because I haven't done that yet, and the dude's still there. Or I guess it's just a piece of salami. Whatever. Salami's on the menu. Butter sign down. No. Who did that? What kind of monster would knock the butter sign down?
Good morning to you, officers.
Good morning, man on Waterlock.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them. His posture is relaxed. Despite his powerful build and a knife in his hand, this man resorts to physical intimidation only infrequently, if at all.
First things first, what are you doing here, man on the Waterlock?
My friend Barry the Butcher is stuck on the other side of the waterlock. I'm keeping him company and eating his salami.
From the corner of your eye, you see a man in a yellow shirt and grey overalls waving at you from across the canal. He seems disappointed about the wreckage on the waterlock and the salami.
Very good stuff. Anything I can do for you, officer?
Do you know what caused the wreckage? Pointed the smashed billboard in the canal.
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Revachol.
The words Daredevil Driver.
Come on,
Sound
Inland
ominous
Empire,
to
be
you.
cool about this.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here. Especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
Do you know what's further down the coast?
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it.
He thinks for a moment.
Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
Can I have some of that salami? Point at his food.
Sure thing.
Cuts off a slice of salami.
Want some too, officer?
He turns to the lieutenant.
Why not?
Right, bye. Oh, the lieutenant ponders the offer for a moment, then decides to go for it. He takes a slice of salami for the man to chews on it. Oh, I thought that the salami healed you. Well, that's too bad. Alright,
Good morning to you, officers.
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque. This panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything. You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then, nothing happens.
push it harder.
Nothing happens. A cold gust of wind blowing in from the sea interrupts the silence of the situation.
Lieutenant hums to himself while staring at your activities.
The spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the waterlock to get across the canal. Some other way. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
Okay. Alright, how are we doing on points? We've got some. We could check the savoir-faire check to jump to the jacket again. Could dump a point into conceptualization to try the check for getting the Samarin supremacy thought again. Let's bring a core. And I could also do this and have a lot more conceptualization, which I probably should have done before I tried that check. Okay, well, let's try the savoir-faire. What's killing my savoir-faire right now? The shoes. And the pants. Alright, cool.
The luxury of fine things. Just look at those black monk straps. After spending an entire day hustling, who's to say that you didn't deserve a pair of ridiculous
Am I really that close on
expensive
ultra
shoes
literal?
on your tired feet?
Huh.
Beautiful things give you a rush. It's power.
I'll
Crafting
entertain
your
the thought.
style,
I'm probably not going to
draping
get it,
your
though.
flesh in silk and leather, deciding how to present yourself to the world. Remember, when they come to take it away from you, you worked for those shoes. Whether you like it or not, wearing these shoes has made you more liberal, ultra liberal. They're either a gateway drug or a booster pack to get you deeper into free market ideology.
Oh, I guess we didn't get the thought. Cool. Right to work.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Okay, so this is my third playthrough of this game. The first two times, one time, I jumped to the jacket. The other time, I beat up Measurehead. I have not actually ever gotten the thought that is kind of the third way in. More on that in a minute. I'm gonna go check the jump to the jacket just to see if I can actually do it. I don't think I've tried again since then. I want to do that real quick. Okie dokie, we want to... Where do we want to go? We need to get up here.
Tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing.
Do I have speed? No. Wait. Hold on. Oh, it's speed gives psi, not prohypnol gives the other stuff. Motorix. Well, whatever.
A tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings.
Why does
is
that measure
still
its face on
caught
it?
On the railing.
Whatever. Oh, we got it! Yay!
As you leap in the air, a chilly breeze engulfs you, sharpening your senses.
Close your eyes. Let your senses take in the world around you.
Ankles tingling from the tension, blood roaring in your ears. You are ready for your rendezvous with the concrete pavement below.
Continue the voyage through the salty air.
As the concrete floor welcomes you, you realize it's been a while since you felt so alive. Alert, capable. Must be the adrenaline.
I knew you could do it. My climbing down might not have been as disco as your jump.
Yeah, I don't know why we
but
didn't
at
just
least
climb
we can
down.
explore the harbor now.
With your feet firmly planted on the concrete, the noise of the harbor rushes back in.
And this jacket's, if I remember correctly, yes, it's very good. Gimme. Okay, so we don't need the conceptualization anymore, so I am willing to do that for sure. Is that just plus conceptualization minus suggestion? Bleh. I don't need authority. Authority's stupid. Collecting rainwater. Okay, we'll go into the cabin-y thing in a minute. At least 3 packs worth of cigarette butts. All the terror I could shake a stick at. Numerous bottles of Commodore Red and potent Pilsner.
All those empty wine bottles and cigarette butts on the ground. Someone partied really, really hard here.
Wait, how hard?
Well, they went through 6 bottles of potent Pilsner, 3 bottles of Commodore Red, and almost 4 packs of cigarettes. It must have been pretty hard.
Did I do this?
Well, yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you.
This is really sad. I must have been miserable. Looks like I had a lot of fun. Still not completely convinced it was me. Must have been on an advanced scouting mission in the harbor.
I am, but it doesn't matter right now. Let's just move on.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud. Listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a breather.
Why is there a volition check here? Huh, whatever. This is where Renee...
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table. Looks like the inhabitant is rather pedantic when it comes to order. It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, René, is dressed in a Royal Carabinieri uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. She is smiling playfully at the camera. René looks like he's about to smile. This photo must be tied to some good memories.
Why did you take that picture of René?
I'm a cop. It's instinctual to collect evidence. I'm going to ask him about it. Making an artistic photo collage can... I should get that in the pool just in case I want
Of course
it.
you are. What murder investigation would be complete without an arbitrary photo collage?
The chair is not as austere as the rest of the booth. A thin grey pillow is attached to the seat, secured to the stiles by black ribbons. Stale air floods through your nostrils. Not a single mote of dust floats inside your lungs, though. The inside of the booth is immaculate. The drawers are empty, save for old timesheets and receipts. One small box, however, does hold some cheap painkillers. They are slightly out of date.
Ooh, let's read the side effects.
Oh boy, where to start? Elevated risk of dementia, mini strokes, Prophet's disease, sudden death, hair death, erectile malfunction, critical flatulence, watery blood, black mucus, uncontrollable weeping, increased sensitivity to la opera, inoperable joint disorder, total spinal collapse. Maybe this was a bad idea.
Kim, would you mind if I help myself to some meds?
I'm not here to tell you what to do, detective.
Okay.
You take the painkillers. They are yours
Oh.
now.
Alright, cool.
You stand and exit the booth.
Stealing an old man's medicine. Nice. We'll get that dot in a minute. I want to get in the booth here. Okay, I guess I'm locked in here now. I just realized that. Radio is emitting a strange buzzing sounds. So yeah, basically now that I'm in the harbor, like I have to talk to Everett before I can leave because I can't get back in. A giant aspirin on the pillow and a pattern of coffee rings on the armrest. Someone is habitually chilling next to the radio. The door is locked and cannot be opened from this side without a pass card. Guess you have no choice but to talk to the union leader. This is a Dewey typewriter. The model and name is on the back. Every worker equals member of the board is written on the top of the flyers. Someone left the coffee machine on. Whoop.
Yes?
Nothing. Dark liquid in the pot looks almost sentient. Thanks, Inland Empire. Standard office file cabinet. The drawers seem to be locked.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
It's unfortunate for the union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Let's see what's inside, he thinks.
Okay.
The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders.
Let's browse through them.
Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara. And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold.
Anything interesting? Browse them.
It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry.
Okay, let's close the drawer for now.
Slides shut smoothly.
I just want to see if I have any volition boosters. The answer is I do, but I don't know that I want to use it right now. Oh yeah, I bought a bunch of books. That's right. That's what I did whenever I woke up this morning. Is I went to the bookstore and I bought a bunch of books. Yeah, because I could take the Prolodon, but I don't know. I don't really feel like that's the best idea right now. Okay. Volition's kind of a weird stat, and it doesn't really increase that easily.
The file cabinet
just go
stands
for
steady as ever, and the unlocked drawer slides out to greet you. Look how blurry all the lines on these papers are. How unwieldy your own willpower is to yourself. You're like an absurdist Samaran monk, focusing through not focusing.
If I let my eyes go completely out of focus, all shapes start melting into each other. Could I actually focus through not focusing?
You're a police officer, not a spiritual healer. You can focus the normal way by turning your attention to something and not letting go.
Well, that sounds stupid. I don't like that.
Is that what you're doing with those folders over there?
Yes.
Right. This is probably not relevant to our case. After all, we're not investigating an accounting mystery.
We got a bonus point. Let's try again.
Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer.
Let's take a look at it.
It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes. Special whirling borscht.
Oh, yeah,
Walter
that's right.
Everard's plants. Sweep office floor. More banners. All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled.
Look, Kim, a to-do note with a list of errands for Everard.
Everard Clare, probably. The head of the Debarders Union. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
But what about the borscht?
The special borscht seems a bit odd in the list. What is so special about this borscht? Code for drugs? Booze? Blood? Remember, Leo, Everard's shoes. Special whirling borscht.
We'll have to ask
Water Everard's
Leo about that. We'll
plants.
see him in a minute, so no big
Sweep
deal.
office floor. More banners. All items on the list have been crossed out,
Okay.
and the note itself is crumpled. The drawer slides shut smoothly.
Le Jardin 21. Man, I have so much magnesium. Oh, what's this? Oh, visual calculus! Yay! You know what? I'm gonna get White Morning. Zooming out there just reminded me that White Morning is a thing that I can get. So basically, White Morning, I've gotten it before. It lets you zoom out really far. 5 hours. It's kind of a long time. Whatever. It's kind of a cool one. It gives you a lot of shivers, too. All around you, great machines in quiescence. Harry with the big words. White pine trees are printed onto a screen covering. Looks like a forest under snow. Also, I don't really need this flashlight. It's just kind of funny at this point.
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marche and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. Marche. On. Arrête. Off. With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air. And with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled.
Its purpose? What do you mean?
Moving this container, of course. For this purpose it was built. For this purpose it has acted. And now it will rest.
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
See faded industrial lettering on the platform. Kvalsund. Now what's in here?
Before you stands a cargo container. Just one of many in the yard.
Lieutenant, I think there's something special about this container.
You do? Because I don't.
Well, why not?
There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
It was hanging for the crane. I don't know. Kim, it just feels special. Maybe there's contraband in there. You're right. It's probably nothing.
You just picked one out because you wanted to interact with a cargo container. We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to get the body down from the tree.
No reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. Doesn't sound like there's anything inside the container. You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
I love how it's a rhetoric check. Erratic yet thorough, been in the world for 2 days. Yeah, we need to wait a bit longer for this one. So, the longer you go in the game, the more your bonus gets increased here. So, yeah. I'm not even going to try it. Money. Hit me, shivers. The shipyard ahead is oddly quiet. The great machines are sleeping. The tower is silent. The speaker tower is silent. There's no one work to organize in the yard below. I need my pry bar. Whoop, wrong button. Let's see. We can drop this. The musk of oil and rust comes from the chasm in front of you. It smells like blood. Oh, the fallen gloves. Hold on. Ooh, do I want half-light instead of electrochemistry? The answer is not really. Okay, hold on. We need pain threshold right now. Or authority. In white mourning is drop my authority too. So let's not go the authority route. We have to go the pain threshold route. Oh boy. Hold on. That's not good. All right. Endurance isn't looking super hot either. Crap. Wait, hold up. What's increased my savoir faire? Oh, 15th Indo tribe, right. Cool. Kingdom Conscious is pretty good. Some more perception and psi boost from speed. Okay.
Well, hello. Someone seems to have found himself a bottle of alcohol. Here's where the magic happens.
Look at the bottle. Alright, Carol, thanks for dropping by. Thanks again for the sub. I appreciate it. Yeah. Have a good night.
Light reflects off the green glass of the Commodore Red. The gods have been generous. Better pop it open before they change their minds. Wow, the gods of mass production have made this alcohol container laughably easy to open. A child could have done it.
Open the bottle. Should I though? I may have a teeny weeny heart attack problem.
Oh yes, the chest pain and the dizziness. You've suffered long enough. Now it's time to drink, to live. There's a satisfying pop as the cork jumps out, and the hair on your back rises like an army at attention. You've been here
I
before.
wonder if there's an achievement for not using
Welcome
drugs or
back,
alcohol.
Detective. You're home.
Throughout a whole run. Probably. But we're not doing that this time.
Nothing. Some mental stuff. Nothing to be worried about. Physically, you'll be strong as an ox. A golden sun melts down your throat. Its rays filling your nostrils with sunshine. Your stomach melts
I'm okay with the
into a happy, gooey
morale
bliss.
damage.
So does your mind. All the bad things are melting. You're you again. A real cop. A real detective. Incredibly well done.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's an alcohol button. Alcohol gives +1 to physique skills. Physical instrument, half light, electrochemistry, endurance, pain threshold, and shivers. This is good before rolling a white check, but damages your morale. And remember,
From the void we came, and to the void we must return.
Okay, so I do want to talk to Leo. I don't think talking to him is going to take long enough that the alcohol is going to wear off. But it might. Because I need it whenever I talk to Everett, basically. Let's go and equip something. Industrial sized thermos. It smells like burnt coffee. Coffee. Banner sags under the weight of rain and snow. The waves white on red. Leo's a talker, that's why.
Container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, put the logos on.
The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisund on Muindi.
Container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, now belongs to Everard.
Hi.
Everard, he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
The look in its deep blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen. Kind of makes you feel like an arsehole for no apparent reason.
I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
Shadow passes over his kind face. What is it with you people in scabs? Actually, I am, yes.
I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat.
Doesn't seem to be waiting for you to answer.
Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
You're Ubi, right? What are you doing with the containers? Where is everyone? The harbor's empty. Do you work here? Are you the Leo who wrote the note to make more banners? Who's in that container over there? Point to the container suspended from the crane arm. Looking for the leader of the dock workers union. Okay, I'm off.
Oh, yes. Born and raised in Arish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then. Too old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No, sir. Those are just nasty rumors.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in.
He leans in with a confidential look.
We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate.
He pauses to think.
But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
He stops, but seems eager to tell you more. What kind of trouble did this Titus and his friends get into?
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business.
He smiles and leans closer. I'm going to tell you anyway.
Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take some time off.
What'd they actually do?
I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hearties.
He looks to you for assistance.
Look at him. It's not going to be anything useful anyway. Don't fight it. Better to go with the flow.
Fight the... Okay.
Too late. Leo's mouth is still moving, and the words are spewing forth. Words, and look, even more words. This guy could go on till the end of days. Now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner who... No, he already switched to a prized fishing rod he apparently owned at some point. You know what? Just cut in there with your questions.
Do you work here?
Yes, yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo.
Little man raises his hand in a welcoming gesture.
I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Good-hearted chuckle again.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
Lieutenant looks up at Leo.
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio. But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Hold on, who's this Miss Beaufort you mentioned?
Oh, Lizzie. She is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly.
He respects that word. That's obvious.
But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood, knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure.
For a fraction of a second, there's sadness in his eyes.
If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids. Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years, she has.
He sighs and falls silent, watching you meekly with his blue eyes.
Law school? Could she be talking about the union fixer, aka the gardener?
Looks like it.
I'm not sure what a fixer is, but she is a real nice girl. Smart as a whip, too.
Little guy smiles a disarming smile at you.
Telling the gardener you know her name might throw her off. Perhaps something to consider later.
Are you the Leo who wrote wrote the note to make more banners?
Yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht.
What was that about the borscht?
Oh yes, I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started.
Little guy chuckles merrily.
It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
Power borscht, huh? Never heard of a borscht that turns little guys into dogfighters. Alcohol, however.
What do you mean by taking the soup to the men? Is it for striking?
Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags.
Hold up, who makes it at the whirling?
Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad.
Looks like the borscht is spiked. I'm looking into it.
Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
What are you doing with the containers?
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them
That's
containers
a red check.
here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
Sure, let me ask you about something else.
Sure, mister. About what?
What's in that container over there?
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Told you.
I'm looking for the leader of the dock workers union.
Oh,
Almost
you
said the
want Mr.
Debardiers.
Everett, then?
That's a different union.
He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived
Actually,
their
no, it's not.
entire lives in this here neighborhood.
Yeah. He coughs and continues immediately.
Guys like Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinez what it is today. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys.
Easy now, Leo. I just want to know where I can find him.
Oh, Mr. Everett is where he always is. In his office, of course.
He points to the two joint containers on your right. Okay, I'm off.
Bye-bye now.
Can I boost my logic right now? The answer is... no. Alright, we'll come back for that one then. If I remember that red check's even there. I guess it's in my map, so. Never mind, it's not. Should be, but isn't. I don't need to go through measure head anymore. Maybe if I want to do that conceptualization check, I'll try it again, but meh. Meh. Alright, how are we doing on this alcohol? We have 38 minutes left. Okay, that's enough. Coffee. Coffee in the giant thermos is still lukewarm. Stair made of pallets leading up. I'm just trying to think of what our checks here are. I know there's an authority check in here, which, whatever. I'm not going to try that one because I'm going to fail it. There's a pain threshold check as well. Taxidermy fish that tells time. Alright, Everett.
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you.
You in charge of the dock workers?
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat.
He gestures to a tiny chair opposite his desk.
I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez.
The man relaxes into his chair and continues.
I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
Lieutenant nods at you, then the chair.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Why are you calling me Mr. Dubois?
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
It's nothing. Yes, that's probably right. It's nothing. Forget about it. Filter it out.
I don't say it. It's kind of my thing.
Very well, Mr. Dubois. I respect a man with strong convictions.
As he nods, his multiple chins move like ocean waves.
I, too, have convictions. One of which is that I will not engage with any man who won't face me at eye level. Should you find yourself more amenable in the future, I'd gladly resume our conversation. But until then, I'm afraid I must ask you to leave.
You're no Titan of Elysium, buddy. He's got you in a fork. Sit down or leave.
Mr. Dubois, I hope time is on your side this time. Please, take a seat. Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse. Very well. I, too, should you find...
You're no Titan of Elysium, buddy. He's got you in a fork.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
Alright, we got pain threshold coming. Try, or remain serious. Or he gives you a wink.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
By the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense.
Points to a giant novelty check on his desk. It's absolutely comically huge.
It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
He points at it again.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
Wait, you know Gart?
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
With a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
I don't need it. But money's money.
Okay, okay. I respect a man with principles. No handouts, then.
He crosses his arms on his ample midsection and sinks further into his chair.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun.
How do you know about my lost gun? I'm not worried, I got this. I'd appreciate any help you could
Are
provide.
you all right, Harry? You seem anxious. Don't be. Everything's going to be all right.
Come on, give me a fucking ideology check.
It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded.
Kim.
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Time to die.
God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are gonna shoot themselves with it.
I was not close at all. It's like a 7. 5, alright, cool. So what? Men can cry
You
too.
want to cry? God, you're weak. Whatever you do, don't cry. You'll think you're disgusting.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
What is this, Mr. Dubois? He keeps repeating. What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down. Chill.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
Large man snaps his fingers, but to no effect. You're in some kind of stupor. There are no Harrys. Let your mind go to your safe place. Keep sliding down the chair like a jello shot.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow. In a kind of throw-in motion. Like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
Nah, I'm as good as it gets. Mr. Dubois vaguely gesture with your hands above your head. Oh yeah, man, I'm fucking great. Keep sliding. Actually, this chair's uncomfortable. I could use a glass of water. Sit upright. I'm melting.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions.
Aren't you gonna ask me how I got in? You call me Mr. Dubois. Why? Could you help me get a dead body down from a tree? Let's talk about my lost gun. When you're Shady Brew and just met Joyce, company rep. It's in the container outside your office, etc.
Harry, honestly, I'm just relieved you didn't get a hernia. A man your age...
Say nothing, a man my age. What are you implying? I'm at the peak of my abilities. I, too, am surprised by the resilience and athleticism of this tool I've been provided with. Tap your chest. My body's going to break down at any moment. I'll probably push it to the limit. Enough wackiness. Let's get to business.
Things do always turn real wacky when you and I are in the
Give me
same room.
boring
don't
points.
they,
Goddamn,
Harry?
this game's been nasty with me.
Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it.
Call me Mr. Dubois. Why?
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry.
That's what the hanged corpse called you. Harry.
So that's really my name.
My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
I think the odds of that are very low.
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean, see what his game is first.
Harry's fine. I'm just testing you.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out. With my big fat folder.
Big fat folder, you say?
I guess word has already reached him. No matter. No harm done. It's just a brown folder. You can't make out what's written on it.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Lieutenant inspects Everard over his spectacles. I mean, he probably could have done a public records request.
Mr. Kitsuragi,
I'm sure they have those in Revachol.
Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first.
Let's get this straight. What's my full name?
It's Harry. Harry Dubois.
Wait, I thought you are Harry Dubois. Okay, I like it. I can work with that.
No, I'm really not. You are Harry.
I don't really like it.
Don't be silly, Harry. Harry Dubois, that's a real man's name. A Union man's.
Lieutenant covers his face and sighs audibly.
Mr. Kitsuragi doesn't seem even slightly empathetic to your memory loss, Harry. I, however, wish to help you any way I can.
Do you know anything about my family? Do I have wife or kids? Or...
Family? Harry, you're not a family man. There's not one peep of family in here. Unless you think you're a family man, do you strike yourself as a family man, Harry?
Hell yeah.
Well, yes. I'm sure you're going to make one little boy or a girl very happy and proud one day, Harry.
What kind of cop does it say I am?
Oh, Harry. You are the most regular, traditional, by-the-book law official imaginable.
I just want to do my job, that's all. Hey, I'm not that regular. Check out my tie.
As do we all, Harry. We're all just trying to do
Please.
our best, aren't we?
Yay! That's
I'm gonna
4
help you
boring
do
cop
yours.
points. Finally, Christ. Where'd you get that folder?
Ah, this? My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry.
This translates into, haha, you guys are so corrupt.
I find that very suspicious. May I have a look?
I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. Please continue, Harry. Of course, Harry, of course. Let's not linger on personal details and amnesia. You wanted something from me.
Could you help me get a dead body down from a
You
tree?
might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafeteria.
Oh my. Don't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this matter?
Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt. A steel-reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
You're a community leader. Help your community out.
I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values.
He licks his fat lips and
But of
smiles.
course, all joking aside, I am going to help you.
Picks up a handset of a radio phone on his right, then clicks a button.
Jean-Luc, my boy, I'm sending 2 police officers down. They have a dead body in a tree problem they need help with. Namely, they need it to be taken down. And Jean, please take it easy with the race science. That's a yes to getting the body down, no to the race science.
He hangs up and turns back to you.
You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates. He's the big impressive one. You know, tattoos, muscles, ethnic looking. Can't miss him. Great guy.
I want to talk about the hanging.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to help you, like I'm helping you with the body. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me. But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors.
Kim, is that true? Are we door-opening
I'm
machines?
not sure I understand. If you're asking us to break down someone's door, it's not going to happen.
Come now. I just need you to go open a little door for me and leave it unlocked. A simple thing. Absolutely nothing shady about it.
Does this jiggling ooze think he's going to use you? He's got another thing coming. Play his game, son, with your eyes peeled. He's going to slip up, and when he does, you're going to come out on top.
Rare early game physical instrument being useful. Alright. Why don't you open it yourself? Whose door is it? I bet you don't even have know anything about the hanging. Damn it, fine, I'll look into it. We need to talk about that murder. Can't accept this thing.
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help.
Well,
So
I want to
what
get
will
into
it
that
be,
room,
Harry?
so I'm going to do it.
Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel
Yes,
lives there.
weasel.
Nothing for you to worry about.
What do you mean by weasel?
A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly.
He removes his glasses and rubs his nose.
Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you.
Puts his glasses back on. Bet you don't even know anything about the hanging.
Harry, my dear friend, I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinez.
Damn it, fine, we'll look into it. We need to talk about that murder.
Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level.
He flicks his
You
fingers.
can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker, too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door.
Alright, let's talk about
Yes,
Lost Gun.
your lost gun. My best men are on it.
Oh,
They're turning
my
every stone,
alcohol wore off.
searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Hold on, could he really be holding my gun hostage?
Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back. And working with him might be the only way to do it.
Wait, the gun may have been bought from Roy's pawn shop. Have your men factored that in?
Yes. Thank you for the hot tip regarding your lost gun, Harry. My men have indeed factored in that you pawned it. Now, please, let the professionals do their job.
But I am the
Kick back,
professionals.
Harry, relax. I have great guys on this. You focus on what's important. Building our relationship for the good of Martinez.
It did not come as a surprise to him. He might actually not be bullshitting.
I won't be blackmailed with the gun
Harry,
business.
Harry, I was only trying to be tactful. A lost gun is a dangerous thing. I can't have it around in my neighborhood. Kids could be playing gun roulette with it as we speak. Teenage gangs could be arming themselves. Get a hold of yourself, Harry.
I assure you, we are working on locating the missing sidearm as well.
The lieutenant is concerned about the lost gun and feels that the fact you haven't prioritized looking for it is unfortunate.
I know it'll show up. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Put the RCM in a good light.
Excellent, Mr. Kitsuragi. That's excellent news. Looks like we have a friendly gun-finding competition on our hands.
I met Joyce, the company
Oh,
representative.
that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here.
Just pals?
We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez here. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends and I'm helping you get that nasty body down from the tree. And with finding your lost gun. I'm not a jealous guy.
What about the previous negotiator, Mr. Gaumont?
What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go.
You made concessions for the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally like that go?
He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left.
Call him a midget.
Harry, I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals.
So I said the previous union leader vanished under suspicious circumstances.
Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over.
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce.
Funny, Joyce didn't mention a casserole.
Harry, Harry, Harry. Do not fixate.
No, we fixate on everything.
Matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew, or a hairdryer, or an iron. The point is, her heart wasn't in it. Mine was.
If it's spilled blood you're looking for, then there certainly isn't any in his expression or demeanor now.
Well, I'm going to let her in to see it.
If she actually wants to see me,
Joyce, that
she will
is.
find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
It's a fortress. He knows she can't get in here.
I got in. Ha ha ha. Let's talk about something else.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everett doesn't mind.
Looking into your shady brew.
I don't know what that means, Harry. Shady brew? There are so many moving parts in my operation, I can't keep track of them all. You know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it is, do it. Surprise me. Just one thing. If you can, make it even shadier.
He sincerely has no idea what you were talking about, and he doesn't care either.
Alright, what's in the container that's outside your office?
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them.
Something special about it. It was attached to the Qualson crane.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
I'll leave now. We
Wait.
might talk again later.
You need this to get in and out through the gate.
Thanks. I was wondering how I'm supposed to get out.
Here, you're one of us now.
Yeah, the debardeurs.
A real
Yep.
red and white union man. Take care, Harry.
Cool. Give me that.
Wow, so someone's been a little boring.
No, I'm not. Get out of here. Nah. What?
Yes, my standard liege. Someone's seen all sorts of wild ideas pop off and thought, I'll take the boring one. The regular, please. The brown.
I like brown. I like standards. Look, I'm just trying to do my job. No need for extravagance. What is this? Picking on me for not being crazy enough? That's the least of my concerns. Kim, am I boring?
You? I wouldn't worry about that.
See? You're so regular and violent. He doesn't even want to talk to you about it.
I like brown.
Of course you do. And maybe some black shoes or a pristine white shirt to go with that. It's official. My lord's copper type is regular cop. I'll let everyone know. I'll send out telefax.
Wait, what? This will be my capo type now?
Yes, the type of cop you are, sire. Think of it as a caste, a class even, a nation of regular law officials that you belong to. It comes, of course, with the usual benefits.
Why not send out the telefax then? I'm not ashamed.
Done and done. No actual communiques will be sent, of course. That would be too dramatic.
Okay, regular law official. -2 Inland Empire. Oh, I don't like that. Okay, so it looks like you got a bit of the normal in you. Not a touch of the regular. 4 grams of Johnny Normal cop. Who would have thunk it? You, the extremist of all the cops. You said some pretty boring things back there, and now you have 2 choices. You can either leave it behind and forget about it, or you can try to utilize your normalcy, internalize it, get a touch of vanilla back into the herring-flavored egg and liquored ice cream of your mind. Okay. If it's lame, I'll just get rid of it. I don't like the Inland Empire drop. That's kind of the one thing about it. I was really hoping that I could have talked to my Thai by now. I'm actually gonna look that up. Horrific necktie. Is that a passive check? All right. So we can pause this. I'm gonna try something. So do I have anything that increases drama? I don't think I do yet. To wait for the mesh t-shirt.
You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
So, how'd you like our harbor?
You've been in there, he means. Talked to the boss man too, probably.
It's nice enough.
It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains.
You know, Solomon then turns to you. a wide smile adorning his face.
Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plane. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk.
Everett said you had a key to a door.
A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open?
It said it belonged to a weasel. I was hoping you could tell me. I don't know, some whistleblowers, I think.
Of course. I got you. You don't know anything.
He taps the side of his nose with a little wink.
I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as
Awesome.
they say.
Saw an opportunity. I took it. I'm a hustle grinder. I heard something about a weasel. I didn't like this local polar weasel, if you know what I mean. I'm not opening the store for myself. I'm doing it for all working men. I'm not really doing this for political reasons.
So
Give me
none
some
of the
morale back,
above
please.
type,
Thanks.
are you? I get it. I get it. I like to keep my distance too. But it doesn't matter. It's a good thing you're doing. Thanks. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whirling in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter.
This gaze wanders off into the distance.
None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess.
Anything else I should know about this task? The weasel person when we get home?
I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
The man takes a big sip from his
It
flask.
means he's not going to tell you, cause he doesn't know. But he will shoot his mouth off with you now that you're working for Everard. Who he is, and what they're fighting for.
Why are you
This
striking?
is interesting.
We're negotiating our share.
Your share.
Aye.
He seems pleased with himself. Wait, so not wages or pensions, or how large a share would you like? Oh, okay, economy stuff. I get it. I want to talk about something else.
This stuff, they already covered. It's not enough. Not enough to get ahead. More about keeping us in our place.
How large a share would
All
you
of
like?
it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making process.
This seditious talk sounds like communism. Just so we're on the same page, communism is basically wanting to kill the rich people or deporting them to a labor camp in southeast Grad. But don't say that out loud if you're a communist.
Are you a communist? The boss man, Everard. What can you tell me about him? Oops.
No. I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is a much older and simpler notion. No science to it at all. Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't.
Right on, brother. You shouldn't take what's not yours. Cool. I don't have anything to add to that.
And none of the
Yay,
above
back to
kind
full
of-
morale.
No harm in being that. I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent businessman.
What does bossing the union entail anyway?
I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties, watches out for his own.
By that, you mean corruption?
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? And in this world, the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish.
Does that seem lavish to me, right? He's very ascetic.
He is reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a manipulative illusion. Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway. And moralism is the most corrupt of them all.
How dare you say that?
This man has political theory, and it has not failed him today.
I seem to have spent a long time thinking about the political situation.
I've had the necessary free time. Fortunately, there's always time.
The look in his brown eyes conjures up an understanding. For him, having command of his time is the most important thing. It all comes together now. The way he speaks about scabs, his general attitude. He's a follower of a 500-year-old Franco-Nigerian Boyadero Code, itself an appropriation of Vespertine coup, that of a noble peasant or a traveling herdsman, true to yourself, independent in your actions, loyal to your friends.
Maybe I'm a boyadero.
No,
I could, but what if, maybe, unless?
no.
Boo.
The man sits on the railing, his hands reaching far and wide, yet it feels as if he could, effortlessly, go even wider, if need be, an endless torrent of time.
Any idea who killed the
The
hangman?
mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing?
Merc was hanged with a very specific type of cargo belt, one often used in transport areas, for example, harbors. The harbor is of primary suspicion. In your opinion, are the dock workers involved in the killing?
What a thought. Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course.
Pushed out.
Your dead guy was an enemy combatant.
Hold up, what does that mean?
He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts.
Did you kill him?
I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men, with all sorts of skills.
Understood. This has been of limited use. Still, thank you.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. Sure, I'm glad it's not my search.
Takes a sip from his flask. Good talking to you, gotta run. Alright, ads are about to run here, so, and we're about the midway point of the stream, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a break here. I'll be back in a few minutes, so stay tuned. Alright, thanks for waiting. Oops. Oop. Alright, I think I need to talk to Measurehead. I figure I'm gonna do all that stuff while I'm here.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Remember I told you to help us get the body down from the tree.
So it was. You surmounted the harbor wall in a display of athletic prowess to reach my superior. Then had him give me an order. I salute your cunning, and I will remove the body from the tree with my bare hands.
You're so noble, Measurehead.
There's a but.
But while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the beach. That someone needs to be you.
Lieutenant, what if we don't want to do that?
Both of you.
This is the uncomfortable result of not taking it on ourselves. I can live with a compromise.
Okay. Listen to your little friend. He is wise in his childlike way. His mysterious race may not prove fierce competition to my heroic haplogroup.
Okay.
Hey, see that they stay here the whole time.
Okay. So we're gonna lose like a half an hour or something while Measurehead takes care of this. Jean-Luc.
The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as he leaves.
So, you guys are like cops or something?
Why are you with Measurehead? Yeah, we're the law around here. Apparently so. We're just trying to keep things from going to shit.
Cool. I like men with guns and power. I'm Katya, by the way.
Hi, Katya. Nice to meet you.
You hear that? That sound. He's breaking something.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it.
I also wish I could see it. I don't. I've seen enough of that dead body already.
Look at you! RCM rent-a-cops! Guarding that bridge like Ebrod's lapdogs! Is this where it's at now? The RCM is for sale!
And who are you? What is your business here? Why are your clothes 4 sizes too small for you?
I work with whomever I want. Yes, I'm an unbelievably corrupt cop. I'm corrupt at every opportunity I get. It's none of your business. Alright, I think we're done.
A shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing across Martinez. It's Kuno. Then, the man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him.
The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Ray's victory today.
There's been no side choosing. We did what we had to keep order.
And what you had to do was to become a Union man for all to see.
Yep. Alright, before I go do anything else, like plot-wise or anything like that, get down the stairs, thank you. I'm going to plot, like this game has plot. It does. But I'm going to drop by the Whirling in Rags. There's actually a few things I want to do in here. They involve wasting time. Alright. Okay, we can talk to the Hardys. I don't know that I want to do that right now. Ooh, we're going to talk to the cool chef.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
Leo said you're friends with Mañana. Is that true?
The mention of Mañana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words and lively gestures. Then he falls silent again. They're friends?
Thanks, Sympathy. What's in that borscht you're making there? Point at the large
The
pot.
man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his, and then seems to wait for you to speak. I'm pretty sure he asked you a question.
Yes.
Borscht need more vodka?
Picks up a bottle from the shelf.
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. Clever move by the Union.
Of course, vodka. Now that makes a very, very special borscht indeed. Turn it up and then ask for some yourself. Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
Yes, turn the vodka up. No vodka. Cut it. Leave the cooking to you. I have business.
He smiles, nodding vigorously, then pours half a bottle of vodka into the pot. With a whistle, he stirs the brew.
Hey, can I have some?
He smiles
Yeah.
and nods enthusiastically, and, chattering away in his language, ladles some brew into a small
Language
thermal
being
cup,
Polish.
then hands it to you.
I don't think I need anything else. Stay masculine. Yep. Thermal cup full of hot borscht spike with a high proof moonshine. Yum! Yep. Okay, we got the body down. Gotta go see what Metro had accomplished. I'm sure that he ruined the crime scene, but whatever, shit happens. Okay, I have not really talked to Lena yet, but we'll come back for that in a sec.
The fan stands still. The switch must be broken, because nothing happens. The lights are off again. The lights are on.
Alright, I think I missed my opportunity to get the necktie
The
to talk
window
at me.
stands
That's too
broken in
bad.
its frame. Cold wind blows in. The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy.
Oh,
but
I already
you
got
see
this
the
check.
ocean and some war-torn buildings.
That being the case, let's go ahead and internalize regular law official again. Nothing funky. Funky. How are we doing on white morning? 43%? Okay. Let's see. We need to equip the chain cutters.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Never mind. Okay. I'm choosing not to do the interfacing or upgrading interfacing and trying that again just yet. I know that there's another interfacing check coming up that I'm going to want to do stuff with, so i.e. removing the boots.
Just a moment.
The old woman turns back to the cafeteria manager.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
The cafeteria manager appears genuinely apologetic.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway.
Good day, ma'am. Everything
I'm glad
all right?
to see you
Whoop.
again, dear. Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The Union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
She sighs. Wait, what's wrong with the phone line? Why'd you need to use the phone?
The manager was vague about it.
She frowns.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
Why'd you need to use the phone?
To let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Okay, I'll bite. Has your husband gone missing before? This sounds more like a side thing. I need to take care of my main thing. I'll get back to this.
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully.
A cold breeze hisses through dense thickets of reeds. Something sweet in it, somnolent, A damp chill goes down your spine. When you look around, you're still in the whirling in rags.
I love Shivers, dude. Shivers is such a cool skill. Anyway. So, +2 from items. Okay.
But you have more important things to worry about.
What is this expedition your husband is on? So your husband's some kind of scientist? Tell me more about Morel. Looks, character, your relationship.
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
What could be keeping them indeed?
The water lock. That was broken. Could this be it?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
The water lock to the other side of the coast is broken. They're probably just stuck over there.
Oh my. What happened to the water lock?
Probably just some technical problem.
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband. And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
If I see him, I'll let him know you're here. When or if I get there. Except task. I've really spent too much time on this side case as it is. No!
Oh, you're such
This
a
is
dear.
very important to do.
Thank you, sweetie.
Is your husband some kind of scientist?
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
I want to get called a Mama Dakwa in the pool. It might be helpful.
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
Lieutenant sounds unimpressed. Let's see. Perception I can get up to +5. Alright.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your
hobby. Kim, quit sticking your foot in your mouth.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
She's completely internalized her husband's struggles. They are her own.
Okay, let's go ahead and keep asking about some stuff here, and then we'll ask her to look or to talk about some really cool cryptids. Also, what's my suggestion? It feels like it should be higher than that. Never mind. -1 authority. Fuck authority. Tell me more about Moral.
Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin.
What does your husband look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
It's always a challenge to describe the person you know best in the world.
Let's try again. If I were trying to meet him on the street, what would I look for?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame. And he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case.
How long have you been married?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
How'd you meet?
Via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident. And he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She smiles wistfully.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I have all the information I need. Let's
I
move on.
hope I've been useful.
Tell me more about this rare insect your husband is looking for.
Sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
No, I want to hear about the insect. You're right. I don't have time for insect facts right now. Let's talk about something else. No.
Well,
No.
it's a phasmid, technically, but
I want to know about the Insulindian phasmid.
where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast. Hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers.
She looks you in the eye and nods thoughtfully.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoans.
No, Kim, it's real to me.
It's not made up, officer. I can assure you. It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
What makes you think that the phasmid is around here?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
So a newspaper clipping is all the evidence you have?
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
Is it dangerous?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
Is it valuable?
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
Does it have cool powers?
Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years, centuries even.
That's not special at all. Of course it blends in. Most insects do. You don't even have to be a stick insect for that.
It's weird to be getting all these savoir-faire checks. Huh. I don't know what to do with myself. Okay, what's so special about this stick bug then?
Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special.
The woman's face flushes with embarrassment.
Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
I want to see if I can bump up my suggestion more without using drugs. I.e., do I have any negative suggestion clothes? Or positive suggestion clothes, as the case might have it. Oh, I do. Alright.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
Changes jacket directly in front of her. Oh, I believe you more now. Maybe you could convince her to tell you about some cool cryptids.
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Hey, Lena, I'd like to hear more about the cryptids you've studied. Could you tell me about a couple of them?
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
I don't know, man. I got some time to kill. Cryptid extravaganza. I like the sound of that.
And I don't. Just one.
You're no fun.
Ooh, tough choice there.
What's the biggest cryptid? The tiniest cryptid? What's the most dangerous cryptid? Is that a cryptid on this pen you gave me? Take out the pen she gave you. Are there any invisible cryptids? This has been educational. Sadly, we need to discuss something else. Let's just start at the top.
That would be the giant of Coconur.
She says as if it's common knowledge.
The giant lives in the most arid parts of the vast Coconur Desert. in South Samara, casting a strange light across the barren wastes.
What do you mean, strange light? Just how big is it? Is it dangerous?
Mirage or psychogenous luminance.
She does not elaborate on the nature of this luminance further. How big is it?
No one knows for sure. It is like an awful mountain appearing from below the horizon and expanding to cover almost a third of your field of vision.
Is it dangerous?
The towering luminosity of Kokonur is a bad omen in local folklore. Some say it's a fata morgana, others, fate unimaginable.
Who are you? No animal can be that large. It's a mirage.
Don't be mean, Kim.
That's what makes it so peculiar. A species surviving at the very limits of scientific law. The giant of Kokonur must be the largest animal the planet can support. There are limits, you see, to how large a metabolism an ecosystem can beget. Some say a gravity anomaly below the Kokonur desert might allow the creature to grow to these gargantuan sizes.
Alright, I will be nice. I'm going to get some Kim points here by only doing one.
Of course, dear.
See that, Kim? See my restraint? Alright. I really should talk to these guys. I'm going to go to the Doomed Commercial District, which is actually what I was going to do first-ish today. Can I get in here? No, not yet. I talked to her already, right?
The woman.
Basically, I want to get a die. Oh, I need the flashlight. Hold on. And the tear bag.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms.
Apparently breaking into the Communard apartment gives you bonus points here.
Only an echo. No one is there. A hollowed-out, dark echo. After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room. You feel the tiny hairs on the back of your neck rise up, as if someone's standing right behind you.
Touch the base of your neck. What is this feeling?
Outside, the wind howls in from across the bay. The building at Rue de Saint-Ghislain stands like a matchbox on its side, with men inside, like little wooden sticks, ready to catch a fire. A panicking woman squeezes the pendant around her neck until it leaves a mark inside her palm. A man, a few meters away, stands frozen with a key in his hand. Somewhere inside, a spider is spinning its web.
A man a few meters away stands for... Oh, that's me. I'm the... Yeah. Okay, maybe you should go in first.
Detective, you're the one in charge.
Okay. Sand is dripping from the punching bag.
What is this place?
It's an adventure. It's the Neverworld beyond the veil. Looks like a gym to me. This may be one of... I think this may be the Artemitep's boxing club for young athletes.
I think you're right. Though it looks like no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us.
Some specks of dust shimmer in a faint beam of daylight falling from the window. Other than that, the room is dark. An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
What if there's a reason why no one's been here for ages? Let's just keep going. I'm sure it's just a regular abandoned house, nothing mysterious here.
Sounds good.
Yeah, boring points. Woo! Says Citrus Fortis. The rest is worn off. It smells like leather and sweat. Worn out wall bars. They look unsafe. Oh, we found a shot. Shot put ball.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them.
If I remember right, this is like a
There are no
12-ish?
collars
14.
on the barbell. This is a safety hazard.
Look, Kim, it's a trap. There are no collars on the barbell.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
Kind of bastard would just remove the collars. It should be a felony.
It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
Alright, I do not have the physical instrument to do that. Actually, hold on. How many percents did it? Was it 20 something?
The barbell weights.
Always blocked with old window panes and debris. Speaking of debris. Okay. Large demijohn full of strange liquid. Wild animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. Yeah, there's like jamais vu for days here. Airship rotors covered in spiderwebs remind you of blades. Looks like the remains of the 24-hour window repair shop. Naked mannequin torso, strange yellow color. Fortress accident takes a while. We're gonna chill on that. Blue velvet, soft to the touch, moth bitten. Is this Emma's atelier? Skis with slipstream painted on the laminated top layer. Steel rotor blades with slipstream logo. Ugh. Scribbled across a notebook, developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker. The mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient.
What am I looking at?
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
Radio frequencies for what?
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
It's supposed to be an elaborate piece of art.
I think so. The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled The Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants.
Wait, who's the game master?
Someone very important.
If it's a game, then who's playing?
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. A list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Il Mara. All of this is gone, left unrealized. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Why do you say that?
The schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
What else? Squint at the lines.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages. Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make
like I
out
said,
sections.
this part
here
takes
and
a
there.
while.
Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Let's check out the drawings.
These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins, casting wax-based magic. Translucent Welkins, with organs shining under their skin, and even ether Welkins, hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. One of the Welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
Examine the welcome. This is important.
It's Vara Hamira, a high Welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a Welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-Welkin races will be purged. The Haldor, the Tworg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with Welkin, Green Welkin, Dread Welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures.
How did anyone spend so much time on this? Who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? I have so many questions. One of them is a Welcome supremacist. This has been educational. Let's move on from the Welkins.
Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game.
Meta.
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real. Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too.
Lieutenant nods at the Welkin's facial hair.
Just look at those details. So much effort.
And for what? All gone.
Photos.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario, a desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
That sounds bad. Good luck, guys. Inspect the schedule.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. It looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal.
Keep reading. What happened?
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
Lieutenant looks at the frigid ice field of nothingness.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details." The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral untethered," and "Heat death of the universe." The full text reads, "Heat death of the universe is the new black." Another note says, "The biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s. Outside, a cold wind wraps the building in its bosom. Snowflakes in the wind. An old woman passes what the locals call the doomed commercial area. She tries hard not to look at the bookstore windows. It's unwise.
Okay, so I actually do have the filament, so...
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
A radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
You sound surprised and a bit cautious. Think I should turn it on?
We have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to use it.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber.
Lovely computer noise.
Fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open. Nothing happens. It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Ooh, let's insert the production schedule.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking. Nothing happens. A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
What's the production schedule?
The filament you have inserted into the reader.
You mean the glowing thing I put inside? Alright, thanks for the explanation.
Yes. Is that the production schedule?
Yes.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Password? Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved.
Is it my birthday?
No.
Oh. This is a police. Please open this thing.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder for stress accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Now, can you please repeat the password?
The voice in the machine asks again. She sounds cold in the damp air.
Still no.
Okay, I'll know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
What are you, a machine or are you alive?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
Vaughn, my partner tells me you're here because radio computer guys are all paranoid.
They are merely cautious. It's my job to protect their filaments as a password repeater at the East Insulindian Station.
Okay, but where are you? How'd you know where I am?
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian Repeater Station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
She's very patient. I appreciate it.
A small woman, all skin and bones, sits in a room filled with audio equipment. Thousands of tiny lights are reflected back from her prescription lenses, like stars in the dark. Doesn't it get lonely, sitting there all by herself?
Doesn't it get lonely doing this job?
Lonely? Why would it get lonely? I get to talk to people all day.
That's why she does this.
Thanks, Empathy.
Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do, Fortress Accident.
Why'd you call me Fortress Accident?
Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
Do you have any other information about the company?
One moment.
Here, flip through a catalog before she reads out with studious care.
Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
What's that? This interactive call-in radio game?
Any other questions?
You're asked when the connection finally improves. It's all for now.
Thank you, and goodbye.
The old lady's voice disappears along with the static.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow.
Okay, what do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
Someone tried to exercise the curse using the technology. It looks like an undercover counterintelligence program. It's just a failed business. The only question is, what the hell are they making?
Yes, that is the question.
Lieutenant takes a step back, steepling his hands.
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
How are they planning to do that? Has anyone ever done this before? And this was a role-playing game. What do you think happened to the company?
Through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the game master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
His fascination has swept aside other concerns for the moment. He's a little hooked.
Not all electrochemistry is drugs. Anyone ever done this before?
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry.
Not in Revachol West, among the ruins.
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an interisolary game before. We just don't have the technology. Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WeWorld board game, with hit death thrown in.
What do you think happened to the company? They got in over their heads and failed.
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
Wow.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but...
Lieutenant tilts his head thinking, they were insane if they thought they could do this. It's just a play to cheat money out of their investors' pocket. The curse got him. I see no other explanation. The world's cold and lonely. Let's keep it company. Let's finish it.
Yes, especially in here.
The lieutenant looks around the derelict room. The pipes howl and a rat crosses the floor in front of your feet.
Okay, let's keep moving.
Alright, we're gonna go downstairs first. Ooh, magnesium, nice.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red.
What is this thing? It looks like a giant ice bear.
The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly door. A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Relax, Kim. It's a fridge.
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge.
He relaxes his hand, his face bathed in the harsh light of the open fridge door.
Let's take a look inside.
Okay.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
Let's take the note from the door.
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Okay, let's examine the ice cream wrappers.
A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
It's a giant bear-shaped fridge doing an abandoned cellar in the first place, and why is it on?
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
Lieutenant reaches for one of the wrappers. He studies it in the light. So they tried to sell ice cream from this hyper-carnivore?
I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
Lieutenant points at the red snaky cable running from the fridge.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic. The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
Lieutenant leans closer to read the crumpled note over your shoulder.
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active. Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Suliswaf.
I wonder who wrote that note.
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here.
Maybe they had to leave in a hurry. Maybe it's because of the entity. I guess we'll never know.
That's a plausible hypothesis.
I mean, again, what's a filament memory?
It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? It's like one of your disco tapes, only for a computer. Really?
Little ginger kid.
You don't have a single guess?
Kuno?
Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on a filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter.
Do you have any idea where the frozen ice cream maker could be?
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the iceberg fridge.
Okay.
Regular law official. You've done it, Harry.
Who's Harry?
Whatever else you are, you're also boring now. It was not easy. You spent most of your life trying to funk up every nook and cranny of your personality. When someone says something political, the first 3 thoughts in your head are a ludicrous hodgepodge of communism, fascism, and stock tips. When they ask you why you did something, it's superstardom, apocalypse, or the mea culpas of the flagellant cop monk. It's not easy reaching for the 4th option, the normal one. But you have. And now, you're not just crazy. You're also boring.
Hell yeah. Oh, this is oh, wait, hold on. Oh, this is terrible. All learning caps raised to 3. Inland Empire -1. Shivers -1. Ew. Like, my stats are all already 3. That did absolutely nothing. It's literally just negative. Ew, alright, well, we're writing this down and we're putting it in the shit pile. I'm literally going to overwrite this right now. It's that bad. Alright, I guess we don't need that anymore. And it's not in this one, hold on. Disco. Alright. This would be Shivers -1. -1. -1. Ew, I can't believe this one's so bad. It's the worst. Gross. Alright. Forget. I want to make sure. Forget. Yes. Goodbye! Okay, so that means I do have an open slot here. Inexplicable feminist agenda is okay. It's plus empathy minus electrochemistry. That's whatever. It does give you some extra bonuses on rolls too, I've found. So I'm kind of willing to see where this one leads. Lonesome Long Way Home, that's just good. Volumetric shit compressor, it has limited usefulness. I'll probably overwrite that with something better eventually, but eventually is not right now. Kingdom of Conscience is actually pretty damn good. Jamais Vu is one of the best. 15th Indo Tribe is pretty damn good too. White Morning is interesting. Guillaume Le Million. Maybe. I don't really want to burn too many points here, though. Let's see. I've gotten both of these ones before. Suicide across Mazov is kind of counter synergy with Kingdom of Conscience, because basically I'd have to be... Oh, wait, no, Suicide across Mazov doesn't. That one's actually not bad. We could take that one for now, I guess. And Guillaume Le Million... It's actually okay too. Let's punt on those ones for now, I guess. Wall collapsed. It's inaccessible now.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Kim, what is this thing? Is it a furnace?
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney.
He opens the door and gingerly peeks inside.
No one has used it in ages. No
Oh.
signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
I'll take a look inside too.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice, or several voices, talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs. The echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying, or what's producing them.
What are you doing?
Lieutenant asks when he sees you climb halfway inside the furnace. Either I'm hallucinating or maybe it's the entity. I hear the murder of hanged men talking. I'm not sure, Kim, but I think I can hear someone talking upstairs.
Wait, really? You should investigate. See if someone's upstairs.
Wet your whistle. What? Maybe it's a malignant entity Pleasant says it lives in the chimney.
You're right. The rooms do look like they're connected. But malignant entities don't exist. At least not the supernatural kind.
Always has to be the skeptic, this man.
I'm not going to kick it because it's just going to cause me physical damage, and I can't really... I'd like to not do that right now.
You muster all your strength and yell. Your throat can produce little more than a dry croak. Awkward, since you already had a drink. A lifetime of smoking and drinking would do that to you.
Thanks, Felician.
The chatter from the chimney continues on as before. You seem to have made no impression on
Can't believe I failed
whatever's
that.
up there. Then again, maybe it's worth actually trying something up there.
Maybe you should let your voice rest, officer. Try again later.
Fine. Ice cream maker defrosted and unplugged. Flashlight casts a strange shadow. There's a hidden doorway here. Two rusty rifles are hidden above the piping that look inoperable. Someone has stuck some busted guns beneath the ceiling.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Where are we?
Seems like an old bunker from the Revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache.
Look, there's a hole in the wall.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
Sure.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away.
Rifles, Kim?
Are these any good?
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest. But one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others.
This one looks nice.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
What does it mean, a rifle here?
It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
He likes this find.
Frozen ice cream maker that's still running.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur.
Thanks, Inland Empire.
What better to assuage the creeping sense of failure than some frozen fat and sugar?
I know, right, electrochemistry?
You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
Equip the pry bar by going to the Tools tab.
Yeah, I know how to equip the pry bar. Okay, let's go ahead and take the tear bag off. We'll put the pry bar on. Alright.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer.
It's good to
that
know.
appears to be
Need gloves
frozen
on for
shut.
it?
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Gotta leave that alone. What's this do? Ooh, it's the insane mesh tank top that I can use in my check with with Everard. That's exactly what I was waiting for. Can't believe I failed this. God damn it. Alright, I'm gonna go see if I can talk to her up here. I don't really want to dump a point into physical instrument just for that. Shoes in a puddle of melting snow. Floorboards creak. Nope.
An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. This must be where the entity lives. This is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. The voices probably came from here.
Hello, I yelled, but it didn't work.
Again, your voice becomes a raspy croak
Why?
mid-sentence. It's silent in the abandoned office building. No one
Can I poke it with my pry bar?
A sudden bout of self-pity comes over you. Sire, may we suggest something? Think of the yelling into
Okay,
the
good, thank
furnace
you.
as a grand performance.
Thanks, Drama, for the
Use your
bailout.
chest voice, not your head voice. Sing from the diaphragm. Perhaps it's not such a bad idea. Try it again, son.
Alright. I will. Use your chest voice.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Do I have everything for physical instrument equipped?
Something
There we
breaks
go.
loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then,
Hello?
Hello?
You hear a woman's voice answer.
you've awakened the entity.
Sure have. This is the police. Who's there?
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
You hear a low rumble upstairs. The sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
After you, officer.
I'm gonna be nice and unequip that. Alright. Tray is full of dice, colorful polyhedral dice, hundreds of them. Candy dispenser has been repurposed to contain hundreds of, or thousands of dice.
Hello. I'm Nia.
The bird-like woman sits on a throne of tools, with emerald light shining through her hair.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius.
She taps on her headphones.
So what kind of die are you looking for?
Oh.
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now. She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
Hold on, what do you mean by milieus?
Yes, a milieu is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
She pats the headphones on the table.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
Must have me confused with someone else. I haven't knocked on the window.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
Why are you asking me about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
As she speaks, her bone-like fingers fiddle with a ring. Her bones light, but her hands strong.
Well, I'm gonna take a look. So I'm only 1 point away from getting Sorry Cop. I might check that out here too.
Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
Sure, I like role-playing games and I need some dice.
Very good. My rate is 10 rel per set, unless you want something really unusual. Take a look around and see if there's any particular stone you want to use.
How'd you become a dice maker?
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
Do you like role-playing games yourself?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
Some of those nice people have big bucks to spend on novelty items.
Yep.
She's thankful for the security they provide her.
What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the rolling in rags?
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
Who cares about the dead body? We might be dealing with a malignant entity here.
Chill out, Inland Empire.
The lieutenant looks at his notebook. Then, the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
What do you mean by the daily ruckus? Kuno!
Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard.
She stops to try and come up with an example.
During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike. But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
You never took your eyes off the work to look out your window?
I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness. It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
You often work on Sunday nights?
It's an odd profession, making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
Thank you for your answers.
She nods.
Anything else, officer?
I'd like to order a die from you.
Of course. Tell me what you have in mind.
You know the We're All Untethered setting? I'd like a die for that. Do you have any cursed die? Tell me about your most extraordinary die. I'm sorry, I don't actually know what die I want. Just a normal die for me, please. Very regular. Looking for something to help with my work. Actually, I need some time to think about it. Okay, so we've got whatever We're All Untethered die is. We've got Apocalypse die. We've got Superstar die. We've got Sorry die. We've got Boring die. We've got different boring die. Let's go boring die.
A normal die? I'm a novelty dice maker. I don't make normal dice.
What do you do then?
Polyhedral dice. Dice that have more than 4 sides. Octahedrons, trapezohedrons, dodecahedrons. But also barrel dice and teetotum bows. Come on now, be a little creative.
Tell me about your most extraordinary
A
die.
star that fell from the firmament? Those cost more than 7 real. Are you sure?
More than 7 real.
Alright, maybe some other die then.
What does the cursed die cost? I felt like the
What
cursed
do
die
you
was like
mean by
15.
cursed?
It's cursed as a commercial
Alright.
area.
How about I surprise you? Come back in 8 hours with 7 real, and I'll give you your cursed die. Maybe you have some other ideas for dice?
Sorry, don't know what I
How
want.
about an amber die?
Amber as in poor man's gold?
Who told you amber was cheap? It's beautiful, really, and has been treasured since the ancient times. For 7 real, I'll craft you a 13-sided die from piece of amber with a fossilized insect. It's perfect for those who can't seem to let go of their past.
Ooh, that sounds like me.
I had a feeling.
Sure.
Great. See you in 8 hours then.
Okay,
Was
8
there
hours
anything else?
is midnight. So it'll be tomorrow.
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
She looks at the ruddy bricks that make up the walls. Even though they've been repainted, there's still signs of coal black soot here and there.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
Creative.
I've heard this place is cursed. Did you know that people call it the doomed commercial area?
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
Wait, but how do you explain what happened to all the companies then? License the ones who sent me, she's convinced the place is soaring with malicious energies.
It's just capitalism. We only hear about tales of success, so it's often surprising to realize how many ventures actually fail.
Like all of them? Yeah.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
So the bookstore isn't doing well. There are hardly any customers, and she has to exploit her own daughter to keep the company going. The curse is just biding its time before it strikes again. Sooner or later, everyone will fail. I don't know why the bookstore hasn't gone bankrupt yet. That's what I'm here to investigate.
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
Hold on, the Whirling in Rags is part of the doomed commercial area? Yep, but it's a separate building. Malicious energies can't reach there. No, the Whirlings isn't doing well either. Its waitress just took off and customers have trouble paying the bills. Yeah, customers are me.
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the east of the Commerce Central project.
You're right, the Whirling doesn't really look like it's cursed.
And then there is me.
She sighs, looking at her messy work table. All kinds of tools lie there scattered, from knives to carving files to wire cutters.
I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
License thinks that you're the source of it, a malignant entity. It's because you're competent, dedicated to your craft. The curse doesn't affect people like you. The curse will get to you. You have to have no doubt about it. It doesn't care about earthly time frames. I'll be the first to admit there are many inconsistencies in the so-called curse.
I was just about to ask. What do you think? Do you think the curse is real?
Oh, 100%, but I'm also living in spoiler land, so, you know.
Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
Starting to see there's no curse, only business decisions and natural market fluctuations. Honestly, I'm still not sure this world's a public
Is it
place.
now? I've always thought it's a rather mundane and boring place with no supernatural surprises in sight. Well, if you ever find a way to explain all those inconsistencies in the curse, let me know.
Why hasn't her business failed? Shivers is decent. It could be better. I'm not going to pop this one just yet. Again, I'm pretty sure I get some shivers off of White Morning. Actually, I can look that up right now. Oh, it's Motorix +1. Okay, that's actually kind of nice. Why do I think I got shivers off that? Am I thinking of cleaning out the rooms? Oh, the bow collector gives me that. Wait, how have I not gotten the bow collector? Oh well, I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Anyway, what happened to the other tenants? Everyone else is gone. So I think that if I do kind of talk about the other tenants, that will give me some more points in here.
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind.
All of them!
Rats scuttle in the dark rooms, under the abandoned blow dryers and dusty mannequins. Cobwebs cover rotors and radio computers alike. So much failure.
Someone here makes stuffed animals. I saw mounts lying around.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs.
But what drugs exactly?
I need to know what drugs he was doing for my police report.
He got high on some weird taxidermy chemicals.
Oh, tell me more.
I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Eventually, they caused him to lose control of his bladder. The smell was awful.
Even you can probably do better than that.
Yeah, fair enough.
You can almost see it. A small, sickly old man, hunched behind his work desk, his pants stained with old piss, stuffing a sad, stiff-legged raccoon dog. The entire scene looks tragic.
Used to be a hair salon here, right?
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
You wouldn't like it either. The others would laugh at you.
What's wrong with a bit of experimenting? The customers should have been more open-minded. I would never let anyone androgynous touch my hair, even if my life depended on it. I guess I'm a simple man. I don't really have any opinions on hairstyles. Feminism!
Guess it just wasn't the time yet.
She tucks a strand of hair under her headscarf. What happened to the gym?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's boxing club. A community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
And who was Artemitep?
A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym.
Heard that story
It's
before.
his way of giving back.
Maybe that's what Kuno needs. Community-centric boxing club.
Kuno. Who's Kuno?
Sort of the king around here is a little ginger gremlin who likes to defile dead bodies. Indeed, who is Kuno? Your guess is as good as mine.
Oh yes, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth. Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard.
She looks out of the window. It's oddly quiet there at the moment.
I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
Yeah, you're probably right. How'd that community project work out? Judging from the kids I've met so far, it didn't really work out, did it?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
Tell me more.
You should have known it. It's not really full of that. No one would store their drugs like that.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
What's up with the broken windows?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right? Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milias. Who would have guessed?
Wow.
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
Cool, very cool about the debris, but what's a snuff milieu? It's a shame about the windows, I'm not even gonna ask about the milieu. Nope, I'm going to.
It's a Sub Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders
with
real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
What does she mean, to get off on it?
Oh, come on, electrochemistry. You know what get off means.
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
Okay.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
She lets the thought go. Found creepy mannequins.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
What in the name of...
Mm-hmm. The atelier produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
Glad someone took care of the little guys. I like insects, nod. But insects don't have any brains or feelings. They got what they deserve. Making clothes out of beetle wings is a terrible idea.
Really? Anyway.
Poor guy. Suddenly, you get a feeling that insects are important to the case somehow. It's hard to say why.
How indeed. What's with the rotor blades and
They
skis?
were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money.
She rests her chin on her hand with an impish smile.
Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
Interesting, what do these transmissions say?
The usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
Smile widens before you see the lieutenant's face behind you.
Men like that are a curse.
The lieutenant is stern.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess.
They were just the props. Why return them?
Well, it seems like whoever liquidated the company would have seized them and sold them off. That's why. Found a strange machine.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio.
She closes her eyes as some remnant of a memory lights up her face.
She liked them.
They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
What do you mean liberal? What happened?
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
What went wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times.
She looks at the hallway as if she can still hear them chit-chat behind her curtains on a cigarette break.
They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
From what I've seen so far, the project did look quite impressive. Really must have been on some kind of gigantic ego trip.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic, and to show up to work on time.
Showing up to work on time is hard. No, scratch that. Showing up to work at all is difficult. Especially if you've been drinking.
Mood. I don't like work. Anyway, showing up to work is incredibly hard. Too bad. I would have supported them. Project looked great. You're right. They should have tried harder. They had everything they needed to
And
succeed.
so it's producing something extraordinary.
Her eyes wander to the shelves full of dice prototypes and discarded models.
Something strains her face before she looks up again.
Anything else?
There's a terrifying taxidermy bear in the cellar.
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here.
Is it ice cream? I hope it's ice cream. She smiles and leans closer, hands on her knees like a stand-up comedian ready to tell a story.
The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Alright, what about the other ideas? I don't care about the other ideas. I just want to hear about the bear. Did the bear work?
There was really just one. And it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
She leans back, disapproving.
Sounds like she really doesn't know how to be a female ally.
Hey, feminism, what's up? You should learn to support other women, not break them down. What do they expect? 20 cents an hour is dog's pay. I'm surprised they showed up at all. That's an award-winning idea. How else do you come up? Choose people around you? I don't have an opinion on employing teens. I just want to know, did they work for the business?
I'm not talking just about women. There were also men. Miniature gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the ice cream stand. And they already had the bear.
She closes her eyes as if remembering something painful. What about the bear?
The bear.
She repeats, pressing thumbs into her temples like trying to suppress a headache. Didn't work out?
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted. Eventually, Ravishell Ice City lost the price war to its rival, Glace 5000. Glace 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
It's market doing its job. I'm sure the bear was doing its best. The bear was scary. Every time I saw the bear, I felt scared, like it could come alive any minute now.
Maybe, because the taxidermist who made that bear definitely wasn't. Doing his best, I mean.
How come?
He said that the bear was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. Called it Megatherian.
Megatherian, what's a vision beast? Very cool. I don't want to hear about bears anymore. Let's move on.
Megatherian. A mega wild beast.
Nice. What's a mega wild beast?
It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life. By telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
Come on, electrochemistry, chime in here.
Maybe this wise and noble beast can guide you toward those amphetamines you've been craving.
I don't do drugs. I do drugs. I've got a vision beast myself. I don't have a comment on drugs. Hey, do you think that vision beast could guide me towards amphetamines?
I don't, officer. You should stay away from drugs and vision beasts.
Oh, you're no fun anymore.
Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
She seems almost sad finishing the story. Some dust beams swirl in the afternoon air. Her eyes follow it idly.
Little sparkling embers under the window. Outside it's light. Light scatters from the low-hanging cloud cover. There's always the threat of snow.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps?
Actually,
I've
yes.
been here for a long time.
Found the building's intercom, but it's not working.
Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me. I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion.
The doorbell with the empty name card must belong to her then.
So you're telling me that the doorbell with the empty name card was yours?
That's right. I haven't even written my name there. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet.
I was wondering about the Whirling in Rags. Is it part of the same building complex?
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the East Delta Commerce Center project. That explains why you can call the whirling from the intercom, albeit I doubt that anyone responds.
If the whirling is part of the same building, then it's part of the Dune commercial area. The darkness of this place is there, too.
I saw a name East Delta Pinball on the doorbell.
Right. It used to be a gaming arcade. This is an ancient failure, before my time. I'm not surprised, however. My advice? Don't base your business on a fad. Hypnotism, floriography, trick-track, especially pinball.
Agreed. Pinball is the worst.
His disdain for pinball could not be clearer.
Strange thing happened when I tried calling a company named Slipstream SCA. Someone answered.
It can't be true. They don't work here anymore. They've been gone for years. Are you sure it was Slipstream SCA? Was it a woman? Maybe it was Plaisance from the bookstore.
It wasn't Plaisance. I know her and would recognize her voice.
All right. But did this person say anything?
She said she was from Tricentennial Electrics.
Tricentennial Electrics?
There's a moment before she recognizes the name.
It used to be a major electric company 100 years ago. Are you sure it wasn't just some kids playing a prank on you?
No, it was something else. It was eerie.
You're right, I probably just got made fun of. No, something else. Something eerie. Maybe in some sort of rare electrical anomaly.
Pranks can be eerie.
She looks as if she's still convinced it's nothing to be worried about.
Oh, the kids these days. We were just one of them, and now they're terrorizing us. No solidarity.
Kids these days.
Sure, I'm listening.
More questions about
I'm
the intercom.
pretty sure it's still... It can't... Are you sure it was... Trice? It used to...
No.
A prank is more likely, no? Oh, the kids these days. Sure, I'm listening.
Other questions?
Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
Okay, we'll come back for the shivers.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type.
Wait, there are Copo types?
Yes. Guess what's yours?
Cool cop? Some kind of weapon cop? Sorry cop? I'm sorry, I'm not sure. Sorry you had to monitor me.
Okay, just for the length of this short demonstration, please say something that isn't, I'm sorry. Guess. What is it?
Sorry cop, I'm sorry, I'm not sure.
Yes, sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here.
Okay, but what are the other Capo types? Won't the other Capo types be jealous? I'm sorry. You know what? I'm not sorry. I changed my mind. Fucking they should be sorry.
Oh, you know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, the advanced interesting cop, Liquid Shadow cop. But you're too sorry to say those things. So, here we go.
Won't the other Capo types be jealous?
What? Jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine. Don't worry. They'll be super, super fine. It'll be totally okay. You can dual Copo type from sorry to anything. Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info. Or maybe every time you say you're sorry, you get $1 million. That won't happen.
Damn it, logic, don't rain on my parade. Alright, let's go ahead and learn sorry cop just because we have it. Why not? Rigorous self-critique. You know what? I'll take minus authority. That's fine. I already have basically negative $1 billion authority, so I don't really give a fuck. Wait. 6 hours? Holy shit. Oh, that's a chunk. That means it's actually probably going to be pretty okay. You're one sorry piece of shit. A cop penitent, a flagellant monk cop, or cop monk. This is not the right line of work for you. You should be groveling at the feet of a feudal lord, providing lurid evidence against yourself at a Mazovian show trial, ripping the flesh from your back with a cat of nine tails. Whatever made you this way, you can be damn sure it was your own fault. Do it. Really criticize yourself. Who knows, you might uncover something of importance from your guilt-ridden past. Okay, so she's... Yeah, that's right. So I ordered a die. It'll be ready at like midnight or something, but... Yeah, we'll just pick it up tomorrow. No big deal. Whoop. That's right. Oh, I should probably re-equip the flashlight. That would help. Okay, what time is this? 11:30. I should probably wrap this up soonish. I do want to get White Morning today just because we're like right there. Eight minutes. We can go talk to like one person and get 8 minutes. So I don't need the flashlight anymore. It's kind of funny to use, but at the same time, I don't need it. Gonna double tool.
Trying to sneak up on me.
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head. The leather upholstery is worn and rough against your jaw. You don't hear any movement. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you. No birds chirp. You knock silently. The upholstery muffles the sound. No response comes from the apartment.
I guess no one is in?
The lieutenant looks uncomfortable.
You're pretty sure the owner of the apartment isn't here. It's safe-ish.
Lieutenant, what's your opinion on this task we're undertaking?
Let's be honest. This isn't what I joined the RCM for, but every day tells you something new about yourself.
The lieutenant replies, still inspecting the padded door.
Apparently, working with the local union boss to get info on an investigation is not something I'm squeamish about.
So you don't mind if I unlock the door?
I mind that the local thug is using the RCM for his busy work. But if this gets us to the bottom of this hanging, then I'm willing to look over it. On the other hand, we could just leave and tell Evrart we opened the door. No one seems to be tailing us to see if we actually did it.
Lie to Evrart, that's also an option?
Yes. Presenting a fabrication is known to get results here and there. You took this task. You make the call.
I want to go inside. There's some stuff
The
in here I
door
want.
is right here. You can just open it and be done with this. Besides, if you never open it, you're never
Exactly, Inland
gonna find
Empire.
the door.
Exactly.
You try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling of the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head. Only curiosity could account for stepping over that threshold. Maybe there's treasure in there. A white alligator. A fountain of quicksilver. As you hold the open door, you can feel the air moving. A little draft. A whistle.
Small suitcase full of clothes. Guests are staying over? You know, I just realized there's stairs leading down to this place. A book called Hidden World of Walking Sticks lies open. So there's stairs leading down to this place. Lena and Morel were staying here. Lena is wheelchair bound. So this is not an accessible place for her. You can almost feel the warmth of the red sun on the flag.
This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerainty.
What's with the sun?
This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun.
Little sun!
This is the sevenfold sun miracle.
What's the sevenfold sun miracle?
It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomena is how old Revachol got its flag.
Lieutenant, the old flag of the suzerain.
Mm-hmm. The tenant is an old-fashioned guy.
By old-fashioned, he means fascist.
By old-fashioned,
Yep.
he means very right-wing.
Don't bow to the flag.
The flag doesn't seem to mind. It's just a colorful fabric with a sun sewn onto it. Like all feudal flags, it looks like a children's drawing.
Thanks, Encyclopedia, for saying what we're all thinking. White morning. No, we lost the dialogue. All right, and the little guy gets smaller and smaller as you rise above the house, the dollhouse world. You see him out in the snow, on the streets, in the shop corner, and finally in the matchbox house, sitting by the window. White flowers on the windowsill. You can smell them from up here. It's awful. A white morning. A modern death. Divorce or something similar. All you can do is put more distance between you and him. Make him smaller, and make him less you. Yeah, you can zoom out a bunch more. That's kind of the cool thing about this one. It's like normally that you can get to about like here-ish. Yeah, now we can go even further. Whoever lives here admires fair-haired fantasy heroes with big muscles. Man from Hjelmdal. Interstellary dress shirt, I'm pretty sure is... What's this? Smell of disinfectant in the room. Smells like chemicals.
A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols. A broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes, and others.
Tap on the mugs.
A little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable. The images betray a lack of interest in human beings. They are merely unflattering caricatures.
What do I mean, uncomfortable?
The owner of these mugs doesn't like people of other ethnicities very much.
Typical assholes, so what? I think they can think what they want. It's a free world. Thanks, good to know. I have no opinion on this.
This person is unhappy. The lieutenant picks up one of the mugs, then puts it back down with a look of disdain.
I'm beginning to feel better about breaking into this man's apartment.
Exactly. Tap out your yellow man mug and compare.
Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here. The same humor, the same mocking lines.
There's the missing tin soldier. Whoever lives here might have used the Whirling's container to dump his trash. And now they've drawn the ire of the Union. The plot thickens, as they say.
An interesting little clue. Let's see where this goes. Clues have a way of magically connecting to other clues down the road.
That's one thing that I really like about this game, is that basically if you do just like random crap all over the place, just random side quests, it just sort of, you do it just to do it. They all connect.
Perhaps you should break into apartments more often.
Yes. You really think it's the same person who put the dead man's clothes in the trash?
Who knows? I'm not expecting too much from this clothes in the trash lead either way. It might turn out to be some random local matter, but still, a nice coincidence.
You could ask Everard who this person is once you're done here.
Alright, let's move on. Okay.
Master Investigator, you just can't keep yourself
Ooh,
away
it's time
from
for
locked
the
into
Jamrock
places,
Shuffle.
Can you?
What do you mean? It's my duty as a cop to investigate every square inch of this world. Hey, I'm not some sort of a peeper.
Nothing. You're right. Get in there. Deep. Invade every personal space. Break every lock.
I'm just browsing.
Yes, that's what it is. A quick peek here. A short glance there. It's all quite delectable.
Okay, plus logic. Okay, that's pretty inoffensive. We open the door. Cool. The Jamrock Shuffle. By now it's clear you like to look inside containers. You like to open doors and see what's behind them. Maybe secrets? Maybe more juicy containers? Let's be honest, you like all containers. Trash cans, utensil trays, manholes, pocket coats, secret containers left behind by the Philippian kings that hold forbidden relics. Okay, you haven't come across those yet, but one day. Wait, is that why you're so hell-bent on opening containers? You think you'll find the Holy Scepter in the Orbe de Montagne? Alright, I think I've done the Jamrock Shuffle before. Let's see. I did. Oh, yeah. It was pretty mediocre, so I probably am not going to do that again. Give that one the old skipperino. Speaking of giving it things the old skipperino, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a night here. It's 11:30. I think the next thing I want to do... I mean, look how far out I can zoom now. Anyway, would be to investigate the body, which is now on the ground. Thanks, Measurehead, for ripping down the tree. Anyway, yeah, we'll do this next week. We'll start with the body. Yeah, so next stream will be on Saturday, probably. Planning on Saturday. We'll be playing some Metal Gear Solid 3. We've been working through the Metal Gear Solid series, and 3's up next. Finished 2 last week, so I guess on Sunday. So 3 coming up. So yeah, anyhow, thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Have a good rest of your night, and catch you next time.